Hello there. Can you believe that it is the start of December 2019 already? And if you are starting to feel a little bit stressed, a little bit on edge because of the silly season, then you have come to the right place. I want to help you completely de-stress, whether you celebrate Christmas or not, because I have 5 tips for you that are going to help you get through the Christmas season, get through the holiday period. If it's your first time here, I'm Melanie Weber, and my channel is all about helping you design a personal life and professional life that you absolutely love, because really, I am a true believer that you do not have to compromise success in your career or your professional life for success in your personal life with your family. So if that really resonates with you, something that you are wanting to achieve, then make sure that you hit that subscribe button below, subscribe to my channel, but also too, while you're down there, check out in the description below to this video my #1 recommendation on how you can have a full-time income while working from home online. This time of year has the tendency to get really busy and really stressful, but it really doesn't have to be that way. And I want to show you that through these 5 tips. But in the interest of giving, if you stick around till the end of this video, I will share with you a bonus tip. So you will get 6 for the price of 5, which is all free anyway. But let's get started with tip number 1. Tip number 1 is to continue the good habits that you have had established throughout the rest of the year. So whether it be journaling in a gratitude journal or just a regular journal, or whether it be meditating or anything like that, make sure that you keep up those good habits throughout the festive season and holiday period, simply because if you stop during this period, then come the new year, you're going to have to restart them. And if you never actually stop them in the first place, then you don't have to get that motivation, that push to restart them in the new year. So keep them going. Tip number 2 is to plan out your days. Now, this is really important irrespective of what time of year it is. We all need to know what we've got on our plate on any given day to make sure that we get everything done. But I find that this is ever more critical at this time of year, simply because we have got so many other things that we're trying to cram into our days and our weeks and our month, like Christmas parties and social catch up with friends. And if you have children, you know, they have Christmas parties of their own for daycare or school. You need to go gift shopping and food shopping and arrange travel and accommodation if you're not going to be home for Christmas, and the list just goes on and on. So rather than have all this stuff in your head, and if you're anything like me, I have a memory like a sieve sometimes, the likelihood that something is going to get lost, something is going to get forgotten, then that's a high likelihood. So to avoid the stress of knowing that there's something that you should have done, there was somewhere that you were supposed to be, make sure that you plan it all into your calendar, your diary, your phone, whatever you use to plan your time, particularly during this period, so that you know that nothing will get missed. Tip number 3, if you are in business for yourself, then let's be honest, you will still be doing work over the holiday period. That's just the way that it goes. But be really cognizant of the fact that people in your family, this is most likely the time that they will have off work. So this is time that they really have available to spend with you. So make sure that you get that balance between continuing your work over this period and spending the time with your family where the balance really should be. But also too, in saying that, if you are needing to do work over the holiday period, then ensure that you set the boundaries with your family. Explain to them up front as to what time you are needing to yourself without any disruptions, so they know in advance when you need time on your own, but they also know what time is available with them, so that you can plan accordingly the activities that you want to do together. Tip number 4 is to not overload December unnecessarily. When I used to work a job, it was a classic for people to try to rush all of their goals that they didn't get done throughout the rest of the year and get them done in December, which put a lot of pressure on other people. Believe it or not, there is January 2020 and February 2020 and all the months that follow that. So there is time after this month. So if it's not an absolutely critical activity that has to be done by December 31, then push it out to the new year. There is nothing wrong with that. December is a really great time for business planning for the next year. So any activities or goals that you haven't achieved this year, then you can pop them into your plan for next year, or even to build on the achievements that you did have in 2019. So tip number 5 is to use this time to ensure that everything is ready to go come January 1st. Things like your office supplies are well stocked, or the templates that you use for maybe your account record keeping or correspondence or whatever it might be, all those templates are already set up. So come the new year, they're all ready to go. So you have stuck around to this point, and as I promised, my bonus tip number 6, is to exercise. This period is typical for when we do fall off the bandwagon a little bit in terms of our diet, and we do indulge in all of the great food that comes with Christmas. Bring on plum pudding, I say. So it is really important that we do regular exercise, just to ensure that the great indulgent food that we do have isn't too much of a shock to the system, that we are still keeping our bodies moving. And if you are already exercising, it's like journaling and meditating. Again, it's not an activity that you are stopping over this period to have to get the motivation to restart in the new year. So there you have my tips on how you can stay de-stressed this holiday season, and dare I say it, actually enjoy it. If you have other things that you do to stay de-stressed during this period, please do pop them down in the comments below. I would love to hear your suggestions. Also too, if you know someone else who you think would benefit from hearing these tips, maybe a friend or a family member who's getting a little bit stressed at this point, then make sure that you share the love with them in sharing this video with them. I'm sure they will love you for it. Thanks so much for watching, and until I see you on my next video, I hope you take the greatest of care.